Hey, Andy, thanks for joining us today at this Fireside chat for the CDI Security Summit. It's really great to talk to you today.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rob. Thanks for having us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, been really looking forward to this conversation for a while now. Just to do quick intros, why don't you give us a quick intro on who you are and what you do for Pure Storage?
Sure. Yeah. So, Andy Stone, I'm the CTO for the Americas here at Pure. In my role, I'm kind of working two sides of the fence. I work with our customers to help explain our technologies and help introduce them to Pure, from a business overview perspective, supporting as an executive sponsor to our customers out in the field, and then also bringing requirements back from the field into our product teams to help them build and prioritize features that our customers are asking for and needing to run their businesses.
That's awesome. So I'm Rob Owen, and I'm Executive Vice President and Chief Architect for CDI, and I've had the pleasure of working with Pure since the very early days. Was a big fan of your technologies, and I always have been. And I've also been very fortunate to be included on your technical advisory boards since its inauguration. So been working closely with a lot of members of your engineering staff over the years, and I've kind of seen the evolution through everything you guys have done from the very beginning to where we are today. And it's very exciting to talk about some of the stuff that you guys are doing around security, right? I also see you have a logo up behind your head now for Portworx, and that was a really interesting acquisition. Can you tell us a little bit about how that kind of plays into some of the security strategies you guys have today and next generation technologies around containers?
Yeah, sure. So Portworx was a great acquisition for Pure. It really, is meant to give us all of the data services for Kubernetes and containers that you just don't get out of the box. So things like the ability to do migrations, to secure your data, perform backups, and gives you a disaster recovery capability as well. So, Portworx brings data services again that you just don't get out of the box with Kubernetes.
Right. And for us on the partner side, I always thought that this was an area a lot of people are talking about it, right? And we seem to see that there's a big kind of people problem in the market where a lot of people want to get involved in containers and Kubernetes, and when they look at their existing IT staffs, they don't really have a lot of the skill set in house, right? And as you've probably seen and we see, it's difficult to go out and hire really high-end talent. So to see you guys add on a platform that's really going to enable your existing customer base to take advantage of that in a kind of much simpler way seems like a really great strategy to me.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that. We really are looking for simplification. So everything we do at Pure is all about simple, right? We want storage to be self-driving and just to be a transparent part of the overall process. And you shouldn't require a lot of knobs to turn and switches to flip to make it work. And this is a logical extension to everything that we're doing on that side, just bringing it to Kubernetes, bringing the simplicity, the ease of use, and all the resiliency that you get with Pure to the table for our container customers.
How does Pure look at security from a framework perspective? So we hear this a lot, right? We hear a lot of companies talk about hardening and projecting some security level frameworks on top of their product sets. Are you guys looking at this more holistically? And how does it apply to not only the kind of the new stuff with Portworx as an example, but like what you have from a legacy portfolio perspective?
Absolutely, Rob. I mean, if you think about it, Pure Storage is a misnomer of sorts, in that we do a lot more than just storing data. Pure has a heavy emphasis on data protection for our customers. Security is built into our DNA. And we absolutely look at this from a framework perspective. So, kind of twofold. First, we're looking at data protection from the perspective of before, during, and after an event. But we're also looking at it from an actual framework perspective in terms of helping customers understand how they should be thinking about security on the whole. So, in the past, I've used a framework that really consists of 5 key steps in working through this with customers. The first is getting visibility and understanding what you have. Get control, so get control of your environment, reduce your surface area of attack, increase your cost of the attack, and then be able to adapt, recover, and respond accordingly. So looking at kind of 5 key areas and applying that to the before, the during, and the after is kind of how we take that to customers. And everything that we're doing right now is looking at how we can make customers more resilient. We know that ransomware is a huge problem. I mean, as is all malware, but ransomware specifically, targeting customer data, targeting backups, and making it so that most customers don't have the ability to recover quickly, and forcing them to try to pay massive ransoms. Pure is innovating. We're building solutions for our customers in the forms of features that, by the way, are included as part of being a Pure customer. We don't charge extra for them. We're giving those features to our customers to help protect them, protect their data, and ensure that they have recoverability when an event does occur.
Yeah, I mean, two of the things you said really kind of stand out to me, right? The first is increasing the cost of an attack, right? I think anytime you look at any technology, you want it to be as hard as possible to attack, right? And make it kind of one of those things where the bad actors look at the environment and say, well, this is going to take us a really long time to make any kind of significant level of penetration here. We're just going to move on and try to find somebody who's easier to go after, right? I think that's a really kind of key element that you guys play there. As it relates to this stuff and moving things into next generation technology, we kind of talked about Portworx a little bit. How do you guys foresee your technology, as it relates to security, extending people's on-premise data centers out to the cloud?
Yeah, and it's a really important aspect to consider nowadays. And with Pure, everything that we're doing is meant to bring consistency between all cloud environments, right? So really implementing infrastructure as code ultimately is the net goal. We want to have consistency, whether it's on-prem, whether it's public cloud, whether it's some hybrid, right? We don't want to have variation in what we're trying to deliver to customers. Customers already have a hard enough time building applications that just work.
Right.
Increasing complexity by adding complexity in the storage layer just doesn't make sense. So right. What you'll see us do more and more is build consistency. We've already got consistency in our API sets across our various product platform bases, right? We're going to continue down that path. We'll continue to innovate and deliver more and more down the path of common control planes and infrastructure as code types of capabilities, so that our customers get out of the mode of trying to manage these back-end storage arrays and really focus on delivering high value outcomes for the business.
And I guess that all plays right into your core strategy of simplicity, right? You're trying to make your systems as easy to use, single pane of glass, not complex like the old world of storage really was. That's really your core message, right?
Yeah, I mean, everything you do with Pure from day one. I mean, if you look at our implementation guide, it's actually on a table tent business card, literally a business card. And, we don't have thousands of pages of manuals. Everything's meant to be simple and easy to use, just like an iPhone. You pick it up, it's intuitive, you know how to use it. You don't have to do a lot to tune it and make it work. It's just there. Pure is the same way. We don't want you to have to read thousands of pages of manuals and know how to configure our arrays and keep them tuned to a specific, point. They're self-tuning, they're auto-running, they'll self-drive. Just let them do their thing. And we want the customer to be able to focus again on high impact use cases for their business, not managing storage.
Yeah, and I've seen that, my own experience with you guys now for years, that's really been a big driver of why people consume your technology, right? It's getting away from needing a PhD level person to manage a storage environment, right? Let's put time back in the day to work on some of this new kind of cutting edge technologies, and that's played right into your portfolio as well, right? With the new acquisitions and where you guys are going from a technology perspective. We don't need to go and look for these guys that all they do are storage, right? They're able to really innovate within the environments and get more back to driving business outcomes, and that's been a big reason why CDI has partnered with Pure Storage over the years.
Yeah, well, and let's not forget, the customer success outcomes. So, our net promoter score, 83.5 for the company, is a huge, huge focus for us, right? Everything that we do as a company is meant to delight our customers. Our support experience is second to none, and we want to ensure that our customers remain amongst the most happy out in the world today. So, everything that we're doing not only feeds from simplicity, but also a focus on our customers and how we can delight them overall in the process.
Well, as someone who's seen a lot of success with your company, I can honestly say that is a true statement. And it's been great talking to you today, Andy. I really appreciate your insight here and kind of where Pure is going with their product portfolio and as it relates to security. And thanks so much for joining us today on this CDI Security Summit.
Thanks so much for having us, Rob. Great to see
All
you.
right, thanks.
Okay, take care.